Okay, welcome back to part 2 of the Dead or Alive Xtreme 2 video. And if you go to the pool, just like in the first game, you have your pool hopping minigame. Except for one big difference in this version of it is now it's you versus either your partner if there's nobody at the pool, or another character if they're at the pool. And it's the same thing. It's the, you kind of hit the button, hold the button longer if you want to jump a little further. You only hold it for a little while if you just want to jump really quick. And instead of being the hitting the button as hard, it's holding the button a little longer because the analog pressure is no longer in this controller as opposed to the previous one, the Xbox controller. Now this one I just wanted to put in so I could show you what happens if you miss your jump. Which, honestly, when I did this gameplay, I didn't think I misjudged this, but it basically thought I did a long jump instead of a short jump. You just fall in the pool and it ends and they win. Next thing I'm going to show you is the beach flags. Now, all these next games, you need to buy the tickets in the sports shop. You have to go over twice and go to Sundries, and you buy the tickets. I think they're all like $1 million or 100,000 each. Now, beach flags, you just go to the Nikki Beach, and just like the pool hopping, you can verse your partner if there's nobody else at the beach. If there's somebody else there, you can play against them, or their partner if there's two people there. And basically, the object of this game is to actually start running. You start pressing the A button really quickly. And the one thing you gotta make sure you do is don't start going before it says go, or you're gonna get a false start and you're gonna lose. And then as soon as you're really close to the flag, press the B button, your character will jump to the flag and try to grab it. So basically that's the object of beach flags, and I'm just showing it with various characters that I've versed against because I thought it'd be cool to see various results, me winning and me losing in different swimsuits. As you saw, I kind of horribly lost on that one, and Kokoro really beat me there. I'm not sure if this is the one or not, but there's one of these ones that I do the full start just to show you what it looks like when you do a full start. You'll notice I actually did the full start there because I started pressing the A button really quickly before it said go. And just like the other game, just like any other game, what happens is you instantly lose and the other person wins. And I like Kasumi's swimsuit here, which kind of looks like her C1 ninja costume. Now this one I really like the result of. This was one of those ones I thought I was going to win, but watch what happens. Kasumi just happens to jump right in front of me and gets it. It's one of those games, it's just like a really fun little thing that you can do here. It's not like something that's like a game changer or anything, it's just kind of like a side mini game. And of course, you can verse against any character who's at Nikki Beach at any given time during the day. And this is one where I just totally dominated, just like I was dominated in that one where you saw me still running and the other character grabbed the flag really quick. Next, we're gonna move on to Butt Battle, which is another one that's done at the pool. And just like the previous one where it was the pool hopping or the beach flags, you do it with your partner if there's nobody there, or you can do it with either anybody who's at the pool. And now the object of this one is you press toward your opponent to hit them. You kind of do like a hurricane punch toward them to do like a really hard hit, and then you can press backwards and you can dodge, which sometimes can help you out a little bit when you're trying to not get hit. And also, as mentioned in the other video, the reason why I saw that Tina had this tan lines when we did this game is because when it starts out and it's going ready like that, it's actually so close to the character skins, since you can actually see them. I believe there's one of these that I actually did win. I'm not sure if there's much more than that. But yeah, this is one of those games that's kind of like more or less Twitch-based. It's a little less strategy than the other ones. So it's a little bit harder to consistently win the butt battle. But it is another one of those games which is kind of fun. And it's a nice little thing. Now, I don't know if you could see that, but this is exactly what I was talking about. If you look kind of close at Tina's skin, any of the times it looks close here, you can see the tan lines from her red, white, and blue bathing suit. And the bathing suit you actually see Helena wearing here is one that actually Tina gave me during this vacation, which is something I thought was really cool. As opposed to like the junky little sundry gifts, your a partner actually can give you some swimsuits and some really nice stuff, which is pretty cool. And there's one that I actually won, so I'm happy that I actually put one that I won in there. As I said, it's very Twitch-based, but it's still a fun little game that's a little extra that you can play here. Next, we're going to look at the Marine Race, which is another big one, which, as you saw when I was showing you in the beginning of Part 1, it was prominently featured on the cover. Now, unlike the rest of the game, this game actually uses its own physics engine. It's not the same one as the game. Of course, the graphics and the player models are the same, but the physics engine is completely new in the Marine Race, because it wouldn't have been done exactly right. And just in case you're wondering the reason why I didn't like go right away as opposed to the other characters who kind of like went right away, is I think this might have been one of my first ones, and I wasn't sure what button made you go. I kind of thought it was the bumper, but it actually was A. Or vice versa. It was one of the buttons that I thought it was where it was really a different button, and I ended up not going, and all my opponents ended up going. But yeah, the Marine Race I definitely think is a cool addition for this game, as opposed to any other kind of thing they could have done. It just feels like a really cool thing. A really fun thing, and the only thing I have to say about the Marine Race as opposed to the other games is, if you're trying to hear your music or the music that came packaged with the game, it's a little bit hard to hear any of the music. Now, I don't do any of them during any of this gameplay, but there are various stunts you can do during the Marine Race, which gives you more points and stuff. Which, if you look at the score, there's like style bonuses and stuff like that. Oh, okay, yeah, I was right. It was, the throttle is A, and then your banking is your trigger. So when I was actually first playing this, I thought that the throttle was the right analog trigger, because a lot of games, they use that for acceleration in like a racing game like this, but not to be had in this one. So that's why in that one I didn't go quite right away. And if you notice, as we're going around these little buoys here, that little meter in the bottom left corner starts building up and building up. And what happens is when you hit one of the bumpers, you do some turbo, and you end up going really fast. Like if you saw a character just past me, and then I started doing the turbo right here. It really helps on like straightaways, but if you're there's your stunt and appeal bonus if you saw there. But if you're going on a curve, you don't want to do any turbo, because it's kind of hard to keep it together if you're on the curve. And as you saw on that one, I actually won, which was really cool. Now the next one I'm going to show you is the tug of war, which is another thing done at the pool with whatever character who's there, just like the other games, or your partner if there's nobody there. And now the tug of war is similar to the butt battle in the way that you control it with just the left analog stick. If you pull the analog stick back, that pulls the rope. And you can do that really quick in succession to make your opponent fall off. Or if you push it forward, your character will actually lean forward, which if the other character's pulling really hard, they'll fall right back and they'll fall off of the lily pad thing. Another thing you could do is if you're really like falling off, if you hit the A button really quickly, it'll sometimes regain your balance depending on how bad you're losing your balance or not. So that's a good strategy to keep up with. And as you see, here's one with me and Tina, since there was nobody at the pool at the time, so I just did it with my partner. And as you see how we'll stumble like that, and then we'll regain our composure, that's because you hit the A button really quick to steady yourself. And it's this is one of those games that, unlike the butt battle, you feel like you have a little bit more control over it here and there. Maybe not as much as, say, the volleyball or the marine race, but it feels like it's a little bit more winnable at times compared to, say, the butt battle. And I have had some times like this one here where it actually is a while before somebody falls in the water because you kind of both keep recovering and keep recovering. And there's that Godfather bathing suit again, which is just the little shells and the strings. Now here's Tina in that same one I'd mentioned earlier that showed off the tan line system. Kind of hard to see here because it's really far away. And I think that what Tina had done there, yeah, there's what I was talking about when you press the stick forward and the person will actually fall back. And I did it to Tina. Basically, if you assume that your opponent's gonna like pull the rope really hard, if you lean forward, it'll make them fall back because basically you're giving in and they're pulling back, so they fall off. And now here's one more of the tug of war here with Tina. And now, one more time, I fall back again, just as I'd mentioned, that same thing where you lean forward and then the character falls off. And then I think Tina finishes me off here, and then I fall back once more. But the tug of war is another fun little game. As I said, a little less twitch-based than the butt battle, so it feels a little bit more winnable. The last one we're going to look at is the water slide, which you have to go to Brilliant Jungle, then select Ride the Water Slide. Now this one, I can honestly say I don't like this one all that much because I can honestly say it's really hard to control. If you don't do it exactly right, you're going to fall off every time. So if there's ever any kind of curve that like goes up, you have to push forward so you speed up. You always have to press the opposite direction to stay okay on any of these curves, or you'll fall off the course. In fact, every bit of footage you're going to see here, I fall right off the course. That one right there, the only way to actually get over that is before you go into that turn is to hold forward a lot, and then you're going to go really fast so you can actually go fast enough to go around that. And I can honestly tell you, during this vacation I must have played the water slide 10 times. And I think the last footage you're going to see here, which I get to like a big loop-de-loop and I fall out of the loop-de-loop because I don't go fast enough, is the best time I ever did it. At some point, I'm going to actually try this again and see if I can actually finish the water slide. Yeah, here's that loop-de-loop I was mentioning. You just kind of get stuck in it and you fall back. But it just kind of feels like one of those games that you just easily lose control. And as you see, the best lap thing there, even though I told you that I had played this game for over 20 hours, is still blank, because I have honestly never completed this. Perhaps one day I will actually record myself trying it again and again and again and again, and see if I can actually eventually do it. But I'm sure if you look on YouTube and search Dead or Alive Xtreme 2 water slide, you're probably sure to find somebody actually finishing it. So, in a whole, Dead or Alive Xtreme 2 is a very fun game. I enjoy it, of course, because I'm a real Dead or Alive fan, and I just love these Dead or Alive games. They're just some of my favorite games. And it's even more fun than the original game due to all the additions I'd mentioned here and there, like the enhanced gift giving, your partner giving the gift back if they don't like it instead of just throwing it in the garbage, and because it makes that like sound like and it'll say something like Tina threw away the Venus bathing suit, and we all know how annoying that was in the first game. But yeah, this game definitely adds a lot. Volleyball feels very similar to the first game with maybe a little bit of improved physics. You got your better cloth simulation, your self-shadowing. If you like the first game, then there is no reason not to buy this. And I really highly recommend it to all Dead or Alive fans. Anybody who wants to play a game where you can just get your mind off of, like, being in a crazy first-person shooter where you have to shoot everything that moves, and you can just more or less turn your brain off and just have some fun here and there with your favorite Dead or Alive girls. Well, this has been another Dead or Alive video, and I shall be seeing you later. Bye.